Assalamu alaikum बच्चों, hope you all are doing great. We have already completed our CNS and from today we are going to start our new topic. This is the chemotherapy. I'm Dr. Sara Zahir and I'm going to give you an introduction on the chemotherapy. Kindly listen to this lecture carefully and try to grasp the knowledge as possible for you. The learning objectives of the lecture are what is the chemotherapy, the mechanism of action of the drugs of the chemotherapy, on which basis we select the antimicrobial agents, the spectrum of the antimicrobial drugs, how we use combination and why we use combination of the drugs, and the resistance of the drugs, which is the most important topic. Now, what is the chemotherapy? Define chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is the treating infection with the drugs that selectively suppress the microbes causing the infection with a very less effect on the host. As we can see from this definition, the infection is treated within the host without causing any damage to the host. This is the chemotherapy. We treat the infections, we treat the microbes which causes their infection without harmful effects on the host. The another definition is it is the use of drugs acting within the body. So chemotherapy includes all the antimicrobial drugs like the antiparasites and the anti-cancer drugs. The use of the drugs acting within the body, same thing that we have already discussed, like it suppress the microbes which cause the infections and they further decreases the infection. Now, chemotherapeutic agents includes the antibacterial, antibiotics, and the non-antibiotics. Antibacterial includes antibiotics and the non-antibiotics. Antibiotics like the penicillins and non-antibiotics like the sulfonamides. And then antifungals which acts against the fungi, and the antiviral which acts against the viruses, and the antiprotozoal which acts against the malaria protozoas like malaria and amoeba, antihelminthes which acts against the worms, and the anti-cancer drugs which acts against the cancerous agents like those microbes, those things that cause the cancers. And the antibacterial which we have discussed in the first is that which acts against the bacteria. The most of the diseases are caused by the bacteria like the sore throat, which further causes the fever, and the pharyngitis, laryngitis. These are all caused by the, mostly they are caused by the antibacteria agents, and we use the antibacterials. They can be antibiotics and the non-antibiotics. Now, what is the classification of the antimicrobial agents? The classification is usually based on the following factors. Number one is the chemical structure. Number two is the mechanism of action. Number three is the type of organisms against which it acts. Number four is the spectrum, that on which spectrum the antimicrobial agents act. Number five is the type of the action, on which basis, on which kind of they show the action, and the source of the antibiotics. We are going to discuss all these points, all these 6 points separately. First of all, to discuss the chemical structure, on which basis we classify the antimicrobial drugs on the chemical structure, like tetracyclines. Tetracycline has a unique structure, like it has the 4 rings in it. That's why we are calling it tetracyclines. And the penicillins also has the unique structure because it has the beta lactam ring in it, and the drugs we are using penicillins against those organisms which has the beta lactam in it. And number two is the mechanism of action, like antimicrobial agents acts against they inhibit the cell wall synthesis, they inhibit the protein synthesis, and they inhibit the DNA kinase. Like penicillins and the cephalosporins, they inhibit the cell wall synthesis. And they inhibit the protein synthesis like the aminoglycosides or the erythromycin, tetracyclines, many drugs which inhibit the protein synthesis of the microbes. And the third one is which inhibits the DNA kinase, and there is also the many mechanisms we are going to say it further in our lecture. Number three is the type of organisms against which we have already discussed it, like If it acts against the bacteria, we call it antibacterial. If it acts against the virus, we call it antiviral. If it acts against the fungi, we call it antifungal, and like this antiprotozoal and antihelminthic. Point is the spectrum of activity. We are going to discuss it, elaborate it in our next slides. For now, you are only have to remember that there is a narrow spectrum and there is a broad spectrum. As its name shows, the narrow spectrum, it acts against the narrow spectrum, like it acts against the only small quantity, small number of microbes, and the broad spectrum is against the large number of the microbes, like it covers the, it has a great spectrum, like it covers the बहुत ज़्यादा microbes को ये cover करती है, उनको kill कर सकते हैं. Number 5 is the type of the action. They may be the bacteriostatic and they may be the bactericidal. Bacteriostatic is the drugs which stops the growth of the organisms. The bactericidal which kills the bacteria. And number 6 is based on the source, like penicillins and cephalosporins are originated from the fungi, and the bacteria causes the formation of polymyxin B. These are the natural sources. We have already discussed wall synthesis inhibitors are those carrying the beta-lactam rings in it, penicillins and the cephalosporins, and the other ones are the cycloserines and the vancomycin. These are the examples of the bacterial cell wall synthesis. Protein synthesis inhibitors. Protein synthesis inhibitors are those which I am already discussing it, that there is a 2 ribosomal unit, 50S and the 30S. Now protein synthesis inhibitors, those drugs which interferes with the 50S ribosomal unit, for example the macrolides, chloramphenicol, clindamycin, they all are bacteriostatic, that they slows down or this stops the growth of the bacteria. Number 2 is the drugs that bind to the 30S ribosomal units. They are the, for example, is the aminoglycosides and the tetracycline. You have to remember these examples. It is very important to remember. और ये आपको फर्दर जितने भी आपने लेक्चर्स आगे हम पढ़ेंगे, पेनिसिलिन, सेफेलोस्पोरिन, प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस इनहिबिटर्स, सब में आपको ये एग्जांपल्स अगर आपको आज ये क्लियर हो जाएंगे तो आप लोगों को फर्दर और मुश्किल नहीं होगी. They are mainly bactericidal, like it kills the bacteria. Antimetabolites which block the pathway of purine synthesis, which blocks the DNA synthesis. If the purine and pyrimidine rings, DNA is made of purine and the pyrimidine ring. If the purine synthesis is not completed, like the DNA is not formed, so the these drugs act by these mechanisms, like it inhibits the formation of the DNA. For example, the sulfonamides and the trimethoprim. The fourth one is the nucleic acid synthesis inhibitors. It's block the action of the DNA gyrase. आपको ये आगे हम फर्दर जाके पढ़ेंगे. DNA gyrase, topoisomerase. आप लोग अपने previous lectures में पढ़ चुके होंगे कि DNA gyrase क्या होता है. तो the fluoroquinolones blocks the action of the DNA gyrase. Now we are going वो हमने अभी सारा mechanism of action of the drugs पढ़ा है. Now we are going to further discuss the choice of antimicrobial agents, on which basis we are going to discuss that this drug is specific suitable for this patient and this drug is suitable for this kind of disease or that kind of the disease. Now first one, the factors are the patient factor, the age of the patient. If patient is small, if patient is like young or patient is elderly, if the young patient, we are going to give it with a different dose or the different kind of drugs, like some drugs causes damage to teeth of the children, like so we cannot give it to the children, and some drugs causes the many side effects to the elder patients, so we cannot give it. So we have to age of the patient is the major factor we are going to keep it in our mind before choosing a antimicrobial agent. Now second one is the renal and the third one is hepatic. Like if a patient has the kidney disease or the liver disease, तो कुछ drugs हम लोग नहीं दे सकते जो कि हमारे पास renal और hepatic route से हमारे पास excrete होती हैं. It further deteriorate the function. Drug allergy, if the patient has some drug allergy to the penicillins or the cephalosporin, mostly it is against the penicillins or the cephalosporin. If the person has the एक group से allergy होती है तो it mostly occurs कि उसको बाकी groups के साथ भी allergy होगी, उसी drug के allergy होगी. But इनके लिए हम सबसे पहले allergy test करते हैं, and if the पेशेंट इज नॉट एलर्जिक टू इट, देन वी कैन गिव इट। प्रेगनेंसी के अंदर बहुत ही हमारे पास बाउंड्रीज होती हैं जिसकी वजह से हम नहीं पेशेंट को ड्रग देते, तो उसके लिए भी हमें स्पेसिफिक पहले माइंड में हमारे पास ड्रग्स होनी चाहिए। एंड द जेनेटिक फैक्टर्स, what are the drug factors, that are the patient factor, and what are the drug factors? Routes of administration of the drugs, okay, IV रूट से क्या उसके इफेक्ट्स आते हैं हमारे पास, इंट्रामस्कुलर रूट से कुछ ड्रग्स देनी ही नहीं होती, ओरल रूट से। स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ द एक्टिविटी, लाइक अगर हमें ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम ड्रग्स चाहिए, हमारे पास कोई डिजीज का भी हमें नहीं पता और हमने उसको ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम ट्रीट करना है कि हम लोग उसको स्पेसिफिक, हमें नहीं पता कि कौन सा ऑर्गेनिज्म कॉज कर रहा है, तो उसकी बेस पे टाइप ऑफ द एक्टिविटी, द सेंसिटिविटी ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स, लाइक ऑर्गेनिज्म अगर किसी ड्रग के साथ सेंसिटिव है तो हम लोग स्पेसिफिक ड्रग देंगे ताकि वो ऑर्गेनिज्म किल हो जाए। हम कोई और ड्रग देते रहें और वो उस ऑर्गेनिज्म पे एक्ट ही ना कर रही हो तो वो हमारे लिए और प्रॉब्लम है, इसलिए हमें ड्रग्स का स्पेक्ट्रम पता होना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है। The efficacy of the drugs, the toxicity of the drugs, and the cost of the drugs majorly. What are the type of the antibacterial actions? Type of the antibacterial actions, there are two types, bacteriostatic and the bactericidal. Bactericidal agents are those that kill the bacteria. ये हम पहले भी डिस्कस किया है कि बैक्टीरियासिडल वो ड्रग्स होती हैं जो कि बैक्टीरिया को मार देती हैं, ठीक है, उनको किल कर देती हैं। दे एक्ट ऑन द रैपिडली डिवाइडिंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स, फॉर एग्जांपल द पेनिसिलिन एंड द cephalosporins, preferred for the treatment of meningitis and the endocarditis. Now this is the bactericidals which kills the bacteria. The second term is the bacteriostatic. It agents that suppress the growth of bacteria. It retards the multiplication of the bacteria, like it does not cause the growth of the bacteria, and it stops its multiplication so that it does not cause its action. And the examples which are causing this, which are of this bacteriostatic type, are the sulfonamides and the tetra. Special cases of bacteriostatic and the bactericidal. In some cases, some drugs acts as a bacteriostatic against one organism and then it acts against the bactericidal against different organisms. Some drugs show this kind of activity, like some drugs are bacteriostatic at the low doses and bactericidal at the high doses. For example, erythromycin. And some drugs are the bacteriostatic to some microbes and cidal to the other, like it kills the some microbes and it causes the decreases the growth of some microbes, decreases the multiplication of others. For example, the chloramphenicol H influenza is bactericidal, like it kills the H influenza, and chloramphenicol is bacteriostatic for other kind of organisms. These are some examples of the bacteriostatic and bactericidal special cases. Types and roles of the antimicrobial therapy. There are the three types: prophylaxis, empiric therapy, and the definite therapy. Prophylaxis is हमने आपने ये टर्म पहले भी सुनी होगी, प्रोफिलेक्टिकली हम दे रहे हैं। प्रोफिलेक्टिक इज बिफोर द सिम्टम्स, बिफोर द ट्रीटमेंट, बिफोर नो इन्फेक्शन, लाइक वैक्सीन, जैसे हम कोरोना वायरस की वैक्सीन आजकल हम लोगों को लग रही है, वो प्रोफिलेक्टिक ट्रीटमेंट है, ठीक है। एड्स के पहले भी, एड्स नहीं, कैंसर्स की थेरेपी के लिए भी हम लोग डिफरेंट थेरेपीज के लिए जो हमें पहले प्रोफिलेक्टिकली वैक्सीन लगती हैं, वो हमारे पास प्रोफिलेक्टिक ट्रीटमेंट होता है कि फर्दर इसमें हमारे पास ये डिजीज आगे किसी को कोई कॉज ना करे। दिस इज द प्री ट्रीटमेंट, इन्फेक्शन इसके अंदर नहीं होती। नाउ सेकंड वन इज द एम्पेरिक थेरेपी। व्हाट इज एम्पेरिक थेरेपी? एम्पेरिक थेरेपी तब देते हैं जब सिम्टम्स हमारे पास अपीयर होते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल द फीवर और सोर थ्रोट, फ्रिंजाइटिस, लेरिंजाइटिस। बट इसके अंदर हम बोथ स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ ड्रग्स देते हैं, लाइक हमारे पास हम लोग ऐसी ड्रग्स देते हैं जो बहुत ज़्यादा ऑर्गेनिजम्स को कवर कर रही हूँ, ग्राम पॉजिटिव, ग्राम नेगेटिव, क्लेमीडिया ज़्यादा को कवर कर रही हूँ, ताकि हमें अभी उसका नहीं पता होता कि कौन सा ऑर्गेनिज्म जो है वो कॉज कर रहा होता है। तो जब सिम्टम्स अपीयर आते हैं तो हम ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम स्टार्ट कर देते हैं कि फर्दर हमारे पास पेशेंट को डिजीज ना हो। और culture sensitivity test should be done before. If we give the broad spectrum antibiotics to it, then the culture sensitivity test will be नेगेटिव हो सकता है, जिसकी वजह से हम लोगों को पहले इससे करना चाहिए। And the third one is the definitive therapy. After the pathogen isolation, after the culture sensitivity test, when we get to know that what is the pathogen which are causing this infection, then after the operation we give the specific kind of the antibiotic to the patient कि ये ड्रग अब इस डिजीज को ये ड्रग ट्रीट करिए, जब हमारे पास कल्चर सेंसिटिविटी का रिजल्ट आ जाता है। So these are the three types of the antimicrobial therapy: prophylaxis, empiric, and the antimicrobial concentrations for organism sensitivity. ये तो terms हैं which are very important and you have to remember it. It will these are going to give you a very important MCQs हो सकते हैं इसमें बहुत important MC और आपके SCQs में भी आपसे definitions में पूछ सकते हैं. Minimum inhibitory concentration is this the lowest concentration of antibiotic that inhibits bacterial growth within the 24 hours. The dose of the drug depends on its MIC value, like the lowest concentration of antibiotic that inhibits the bacterial growth within the 24 hours. ये मैं आपको further आगे explain करती हूँ. And what is the minimum bacteriostatic concentration? It is the lowest concentration which kills the bacteria, 99.9% of the bacteria. Inhibitory concentration is that inhibits the bacterial growth within the 24 hours, and bactericidal concentration is which kills the bacteria, lowest concentration which kills the bacteria. Now, in this diagram, we can see that MIC is the 16 in the above diagram. 16 is the trend with MIC is the minimum inhibitory concentration. It inhibits the growth. 8 में हमारे पास 4, 2, 1 में हम देखते हैं कि color changes है. So in the 16, this is the lowest concentration at which there is the no growth of the bacteria. Now, in the below diagram, we can see that MBC is the 32 because 32 is at the point where the 99.9% of the bacteria is at 16 हमारे पास नहीं हो सकती क्योंकि इसमें अभी भी further हमारे पास bacteria की growth we can see in the petri dish. That in the 32 we can see that there is the growth in the petri dish. So MBC is the 32 in it. Now the topic is the antimicrobial spectrum of drugs. हम antimicrobial spectrum already discuss 2-3 बार कर चुके हैं. Antimicrobial spectrum होता है ग्राम नेगेटिव को का है, ग्राम नेगेटिव रॉड्स, ग्राम पॉजिटिव को का है, ग्राम पॉजिटिव रॉड्स, क्लेमिडिया, रिकेट्शिया, माइक्रोबैक्टीरिया. डिफरेंट हमारे पास जो ड्रग्स होती हैं वो डिफरेंट स्पेक्ट्रम को कवर कर रही होती हैं. इधर इन्होंने आपको कुछ एग्जांपल्स बताई हैं लाइक पेनिसिलिन कवर्स द ग्राम नेगेटिव, ग्राम पॉजिटिव एंड द क्लेमिडिया. Tobramycin only covers the gram-negative bacteria, mycobacteria. Sulfonamides cover the gram-positive and the gram-negative bacteria. In this diagram, we can see that gram-negative and those drugs which covers only the gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria like the sulfonamides and the cephalosporins, they are called the narrow spectrum, like they only cover the narrow they only cover the small amounts of bacteria. And like we can see in this tetracycline, it covers the gram negative bacteria, gram positive bacteria, chlamydia and the rickettsia. So it is covering the huge quantity, wider number of the organisms, antimicrobial agents. Microbial, it covers the huge number of the microbial agents, so we are calling it is the broad spectrum antibiotics. Now, narrow spectrum it acts on the single or limited group of organisms. For example, the isoniazid, we only use this drug isoniazid against the TB. And extended spectrum is which acts against the gram positive and the gram negative organisms, as we can see in the previous diagram that penicillin acts against the gram positive and the gram negative. These also the term broad spectrum agents which acts against a wider number of microbial agents. As I have already told you that tetracycline, it covers the gram positive, gram negative, chlamydia, rickettsia. Tetracycline has the broad spectrum of action. Now, what are the properties of the antimicrobial agent? Synergism. Synergism is a property of combination. Like we use the combination of the drugs to show a greater response than the before the individual drugs combine. Like antibiotic synergy is a response possible when 2 or more antibiotics are used simultaneously to treat an infection. In that synergistic response, the applied antibiotic work together to produce an effect more potent than if each antibiotic were applied singly. For your understanding, if we combine the two drugs, then their combined effect is very greater than when the two drugs applied singly. Like अब हम अलग अलग दो ड्रग्स दे रहे हैं, उनका जो हमारे पास रिजल्ट शो होता है वो बहुत कम होगा एज कम्पेयर टू जब हम दोनों ड्रग्स कंबाइन करके एक पेशेंट को देते हैं, उसका ड्रग्स हमारे पास बहुत ज़्यादा इफेक्ट आ जाता है. For example, the rifampicin and the dapsone in the leprosy. In the leprosy is a condition which is caused by the microbacterium, and then we give the rifampicin and dapsone. When we combine the rifampicin and dapsone, it acts greater on the leprosy and and treat it. Post antibiotic effect. What is the post-antibiotic effect? The post-antibiotic effect is the continuous suppression of the bacterial multiplication even after their plasma concentration below the MIC value. लाइक हम पेशेंट को ड्रग देना बंद कर देते हैं लेकिन फिर भी उसका अफेक्ट पेशेंट पे रहता है और उसके फर्दर बैक्टीरिया हमारे पास मरते रहते हैं. Like for example, the aminoglycoside shows this kind of the post-antibiotic effect. The causes of the post-antibiotic effect. Why the drug shows the post-antibiotic effect? It is a very important question. Persistence of the drug in the periplasmic space or at the binding site. And the number two is the time needed for the suppressed enzymes to be resynthesized. For example, the DNA. All maybe the DNA or we have the drugs already suppress the enzymes which causes the DNA synthesis. That is why the action of the antibiotic is prolonged, like it is prolonged post antibiotic after giving the drug, and the persistence of the drug in the periplasmic field or the drug is not excreted from the body. That's why it's also showing the post antibiotic effect. This is the two types of the bacterial suppression of the AMA. It is based on the two factors, concentration dependent inhibition and the time dependent inhibition. More the concentration of the drug in the plasma above MIC, more is the rate and extent of the drug. For example, aminoglycoside. Time dependent inhibition is the longer the presence of the drug MIC, the greater is the bactericidal effects. For example, the beta lactam effect. एंटीमाइक्रोबियल रेजिस्टेंस. द रेजिस्टेंस इज ऑफ टू टाइप्स, द नेचुरल और द एक्वायर्ड. एक तो हमारे नेचुरल रेजिस्टेंस होती है जिसकी वजह से हम नहीं इतने माइक्रोबैक्टीरिया हमारे इर्द गिर्द होते हैं बट हमें नहीं डिजीज कॉज हो सकती. दीज आर द नेचुरल रेजिस्टेंस मैकेनिज्म जो कि आप पैथोलॉजी में ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुके हो. The acquired ones, previously organisms were sensitive to antibiotics, but as acquired resistance, like one drug is effective to same kind in the patient for some time, but after some time this drug that drug does not show that kind of efficacy in that person, so the person is showing resistance to the drug. like एक बंदे को एक पेशेंट को हमारे पास कोई ड्रग अपना ट्रीटमेंट शो कर रही है लेकिन हमारे पास थोड़े टाइम बाद उसका ट्रीटमेंट बहुत कम हो जाता है. दैट इज वाई वी said that it has acquired the resistance by this acquiredness of the resistance is by there are different mechanism of acquiring the resistance. आपको फर्दर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट जो जो हम टॉपिक्स पढ़ाते जाएंगे उसमें बताएंगे कि ये ड्रग किस तरह रेजिस्टेंस प्रोवाइड करती है, ये ड्रग की किस तरह रेजिस्टेंस डेवलप होती है. ऑन अ ब्रॉड टर्म ये हमारे पास या तो चेंजिंग इट्स डीएनए, टू मेथड्स ऑफ एक्वायर्ड रेजिस्टेंस, ये म्यूटेशन इज ऑन द डीएनए लेवल, लाइक कोई हमारे पास म्यूटेशन हो गई, एंड बाय द हेल्प ऑफ द प्लाज्मिड रिकम्बिनेंट डीजनरेशन से हमारे पास ये दो प्रोसीजर्स हैं जिसकी वजह से पेशेंट होती है. व्हाट इज द क्रॉस रेजिस्टेंस? Like if the organism becomes resistant to one group, then it also becomes resistant to the other groups of the same other drugs of the same group. like एक ग्रुप के अगर एक ड्रग के पेशेंट की हमारे पास रेजिस्टेंस डेवलप होती है तो उस ग्रुप के ये हमारे पास चांस है कि उस ग्रुप के जितनी भी ड्रग्स होती हैं हमारे पास उसके साथ भी पेशेंट की रेजिस्टेंस डेवलप हो जाती है. What is the method of prevention of resistance? Use antibiotic when necessary. Do not use antibiotics when we do not need them and there is no fever, there is no infection, and stop using the antibiotic in unnecessary way. Selection of appropriate antibiotic after the culture sensitivity test. Use the proper antibiotic which acts on the specific kind of organisms. Correct dosing and the duration of treatment, and use combination of drugs for the diseases like the TB or the leprosy. Thank you so much. This is your assignment. Go through the lecture carefully. Listen to the lecture. कोई हमारी चीज़ नहीं समझ आई तो ask me in the group. And the assignment for today is to give various mechanism of action of antimicrobial drugs. Thank you so much.